Are we on?
We're on.
Hi!
Hi, we're gonna put up, let's have drinks, and maybe somebody will hear and watch. Do we have lightsabers in there, really?
We do.
Awesome sauce. Let's cheers before we do anything else.
Cheers.
Cheers to our first webcast, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to Black Crystal.
BK, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everybody, I'm Black Crystal. I guess the best way to explain myself is gamer, internet personality, cosplayer, but mostly I would say an artist, I think overall. But I'm so glad to be here with them. Here, Aaron, Travis, there, like life, and get ready to talk to you guys whenever decides to come see this because it's great. And I don't think the hype and the fun from Comic-Con should end until, you know, the next con. It's got to just continue. Like it's keep the spark because all the cosplayers, you know, drowning right now. We always want to procrastinate and we don't want to do our cosplays until the last minute, just because life gets in the way or things just inhibit us. But if we keep, you know, just making it fun and reminding us like ourselves why we like this and enjoy to do this, it makes it easier for us to like get back into that swing of things. So.
You've been how long have you been playing? You've been cosplaying for how many years?
Ooh.
Like hardcore, like seriously.
Seriously, I would say it's stepped up the level for the last maybe 2 years, but I've been doing this for a while, for maybe 4.5, would say.
Okay.
So.
Well, we've known you for and this is a really good opportunity because I wanted to say this. We are about a year and a month.
Almost exactly, right?
into our relationship. And Crystal was, I forget, was she the first person that we met?
No, on the way out.
On the way out.
Yeah.
The whole thing was a blur. We went, I mean, we did 3 hours last year at NYC's. And it was our first guerrilla go around. Aaron did our first 2 wigs. We did our first 2 cosplays. We spent the whole year just getting the outfits together. So that was our first experience. We wanted to go and really immerse ourselves in it. And I guess we were on our way out. And Crystal, and what's cool about this is the following.
Yes.
And Crystal was a weather-wielding mutant character who shall remain nameless for the purposes of this webcast.
Yes.
And I guess with the kind of the classic white, you know, and you had the eyes, you had the whole thing, you had the black leather. It was clear who we were. But all I know is, you know, we were. I mean, admittedly, knowing what I know now, I can say this. Our cosplays were really, really good for a lot of reasons, the wigs being primarily.
Right. Of course. And
nobody even knew. But we were, you know, it was our first thing and our first time dealing with all these, like, people and walls of, you know, photography. I mean, we couldn't, you know how it is. We couldn't move 3 feet.
It was our first time dressed up
together, yeah. I mean, you know.
Is it a big difference between going, like, solo to a con and then going with, like
team.
A team? Yeah, I guess that's way, or, like, a cooperative? Because it's another element when, like, the fans see, it's almost like, oh, no, the world's real. It's not just I'm seeing one random, like, hero. It's like, oh, there's 2 of them, so it's got it sends you to another universe.
Right,
so,
clearly. So, for whatever reason, and it was the whole 3 hours. The whole 3 hours seems like 3 days for us. I mean, even though we just did 4 full days at 2015.
Right.
And I guess on our way out, whenever it was in that vortex, all I knew is I turned over here, and because we'd seen other characters of a similar, nothing like you. I think we'd done like 2. You know, there were 2 Batmen and 2 other dudes. I turned, and there you were, just, you know. There you were, and you were leaning in, you were doing all the stuff, and we just went with it. And what I wanted to say to that is, and I said this to Aaron last night, we were talking about this, is that knowing you now, having gone through a con with you, Crystal stayed over. Crystal is our adopted daughter at this point.
I said we're her favorite cosplay.
Yeah, we just wanted to make the most amazing wigs for this girl ever because of this experience, frankly. I mean, you were the first real person that that was intense. But now that I know you, I know how cool a deal that actually was. Because you don't just pose with anybody.
No,
and I think
no.
that's
Yeah.
okay to say, right?
Yeah, no.
I mean, you take this really seriously, and you should. And as do we, but we've learned a lot from hanging out with you for the past year. So like now, like, you know, yeah, we're all, you know, we've got our stripes, we've got our little mini stripes, but we worked our asses for it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we put up our booth. It was a really big success.
Definitely.
But having done the entire thing now, we were so fortunate to meet you. Aside from the fact that we love you.
And then refined you.
And refined you.
Oh, right,
Insta.
of course, too. Yeah, on Instagram.
I
That was
saw this
great.
picture one day. I was like, is this her?
Then I got a comment, oh my gosh! The photo of us together, I started crying. I was like, oh my gosh, no. It was so great.
And it's funny. It was. And I was thinking, you know, because I was new at everything. I was new at social media. I still am. I was new at, you know, how do I reach out to people without, you know, being like, you know, overtly aggressive and, you know, I want to meet this, like, so the whole thing. And so I'm like, she's never going to see this. She's never going to see this.
Oh,
Like,
God.
she's some, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's some fancy, you know, she's some fancy cosplayer.
Oh yeah, and I thought you were like 6'3".
Right? We remember
and
you
like
as like just this,
35 years old.
you know, like you had such,
35.
you
I
had,
thought
no,
you were
no, no.
my age.
You had such a strong, resonant presence
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
in the, yeah, like
Like superhero presence.
yeah, exactly. So when you walked up, because we had the meeting with you, we had
Yeah.
the meeting with Crystal at our local sci-fi bar haunt, and in walks this, you know, okay, this little.
Petite little. It's
Petite
a big difference when I'm in cosplay.
Well, it is,
Yeah,
and it's. I mean, you just simply were gigantic. And not that you weren't, we walked in, it's like a different kind of like, really? Aw, sit down, let's talk to you. You know, and it was so cute. We were all really nervous and like, and you know, you were also our first business decision because we saw in you somebody who, you know, we did our research and we really wanted to, you know, make this connection with one cosplayer. You were the only one that gravitated toward us, and it was magical.
It really was.
You know, and being that I'm a fan of that particular franchise, hardcore,
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
you know, that was going to happen. We decided to start this company by giving back to the cosplay community. Giving one cosplayer the wig of their dreams. It was only fitting that we would decide to give that to a clown. A clown of chaos. We called for the most fantastic examples of cosplay from around the world. For all the clowns of chaos out there. We could only pick one, and one we did. He appeared live from Comic-Con in San Diego to our New York party, where we would launch our company with the help of friends, supporters, and fellow cosplayers around the world. This is the story of our first winner and our first contest as we enter the world of cosplay wigs for the serious adventurer. So fast forward now, a year later, and yeah, exactly. And you know, I may actually, you know, if I get into editing on this thing, I may actually do some cutaways and stuff.
Yeah,
I
that's a
mean,
great idea.
make something happen. So you're like, oh, feature. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So let's pretend that I'm cutting away to our many viewers that we have here. Fast forward a year later, you went viral. you went viral in the big fancy video that's at more than 250,000. It's
50 something,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
350,000 views.
355.
355. And then there's that. There was CBS News.
Yeah, CBS News, New York Daily News.
New York Daily News made this pages.
MSN,
MSNBC
yeah.
picked you up too.
Yes, yeah.
So there were two things that happened at that con. Two of notable mention. Hulkbuster armor life
Oh my
size
gosh.
and Black Crystal.
Stop!
Well, for real.
No, for real. And
The Hulkbuster was phenomenal though.
Yes, it
Across
was.
the board, you were the one featured on all those different platforms. So many amazing cosplayers, so many amazing featured cosplayers.
if I continue, yes,
You were the one who was in that particular cosplay featured every single chance they could get.
Yeah.
You were everywhere.
Yeah.
It was.
And what's crazy too is like I did not find the same photo, if that makes any sense.
You had so much coverage.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
You had so much
it was so
coverage.
crazy. It was so
we
And
have
good
to-
coverage.
We have to thank Mother Nature.
Okay, no, seriously.
No, we
and
thank me.
Well,
I worked all day
here's-
for that.
You've been like
are you-
chanting.
here's the crazy. In an already
Yeah.
crazy situation. Great drinks, by the way.
Thanks.
A storm.
A storm.
What I'm talking about now
At
is
the exact time that the three of us were outside.
we were
for the
outside.
first time.
You introduced us to the wall.
Oh
right?
yes,
Because we started a little late that day because we had to get a
Because
bunch
two
of
of
our
us running a company.
we had to get a bunch of
That's
our
why.
cosplayers ready. So we came a little late, and then exactly a two-person show running a 200-person show
Yeah, big
Yeah.
time.
Oh
in
yeah.
less than a year.
Big time.
But anyway, the fact that that all happened,
What happened?
that we were the three of us reprising our
Right.
photo from last year
Seriously.
Which was already more epic.
Seriously.
on epic levels because we had like
Epic glory.
I had done things to my wig. You know, you wear something, you see it, and you
You
notice the
fine-tune
it.
details.
You
And you
fine-tune
fine-tune
it,
it.
I mean, right down to the poses. I mean, I
Oh,
learned
to be
so much about
honest.
posing.
You did good though.
I did good, right? I was
You're
like,
on point.
yeah, I had the one look. I had the one look down. I didn't know what it was, but you saw what happened. Anyway, continue. Not to make it about me.
Well, yeah. So
Clearly like
I don't know. I mean, because we could have decided, and we decided what day we were going to wear this cosplay.
Yeah, but we
months
didn't.
ago. We had no idea.
No, we
We
like
could have done it
this
on
was a,
Saturday, and we knew Saturday's a big day. But
Well,
I
we
had
didn't,
another.
though.
I
That
had
was
another.
so crazy.
I had another cosplay to feature on Saturday, so we're like, well, let's do it Friday because Friday's gonna be a big day too.
Mhm.
right. So we were the three characters from actually three different sequels of the franchise.
1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Right. So we had
Okay.
we had representation from
Oh,
all
yeah.
all the stuff. And by the way, people could very well be tuning into the site because that's what I've been plugging all week. So even though I don't see them here, they may very well be watching. So if anybody is hi, we don't register you on YouTube, but if you're on the site, then you're cool.
Yeah, and can they ask us questions?
No, because I did this through YouTube because
They could tweet in
it's
questions,
easier.
though.
They could tweet in.
Yeah, I
What's
posted
Twitter?
a
What's our Twitter?
I just
This
posted
is our first rodeo. We don't even know how this is gonna go. We're gonna like hopefully catch it. Like comment.
because we
Wow,
love questions.
most amazing
and we're gonna get to
webcast
talk-
ever
We're gonna
in the history of
it's because
all.
it's a happy hour. And it's an alliteration, so it's the best thing
She
on
loves
this planet.
Alliteration is great.
Yeah.
Genuinely mad.
These were the hottest wigs in cosplay. Hard fronts, side bangs. Your hero deserves better. Hero hair. Cosplay wigs for the serious adventurer.
There you go. Nice.
There we go.
Yeah, that's pretty mean.
Oh, here she's going. Here, even better.
This is like it doesn't get
Yeah.
any.
How fun. And when Travis and I hadn't slept, the three of us hadn't slept in like 5 days.
No, we had not slept. We were running on fumes. Like I had schoolwork I was doing
I didn't
like
think I had
here
fumes.
while we were still getting cosplays together.
I know.
Like the whole time.
It was
And I want to take a moment
take that.
thank
Everybody.
all those photographers and videographers out there,
Seriously.
like waiting for something this epic. I think something this epic happened, and there were a lot of other cosplayers who got amazing shots thanks to this storm.
Yeah, the new
It's a very big storm.
Batman.
The Batman,
Right.
The mech
with the
Batman,
Wonder Woman, and
or
like
the new Batman versus Superman
The
Batman.
armor.
The armor one.
Oh.
He had amazing
Just
shots in
looks
this
so great.
in this thunderstorm.
Yeah.
In this
And I mean, but
Force
yeah.
of nature.
this force of nature.
but literally, like it was clear skies.
all of us it was all of a sudden.
It was crazy.
Which was crazy. Yeah, which was crazy. It was fine. It was sunny. People were even getting a little like hot for a
Hot,
little. Like we were
Yeah,
getting a little
so
hot in the spandex.
So, little Miss Weather Manipulator here. You know, she's the pro, and I mean this in all sincerity.
Oh yeah, she's our
And
go-to.
we were like, okay, you know, all eyes on her, and she, you know, we were very successful with our photos and our own photos on that.
Mhm.
But you were definitely a leader of the troop, and I hate to keep drawing this out, but I mean, when does this happen? Never. It doesn't happen ever.
It's never gonna happen again.
It's never gonna happen again. So she walks out. We're down at the most famous, you know, photographic area of NYCC. This is
Yeah.
where all pros goes, where all the photographers
Yeah.
go. And we were getting shot. I mean, you were just, and every time the three of us came together, it was, you know, we would stop, we would do the thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it just seemed to culminate in like all of a sudden, like we literally stepped out from under the overpass
Mhm.
into
Right,
the
'cause
into
we
wide
looked our-
open.
Yeah.
We like got a pop or something. We were all
Yeah.
drinking Coke, which we never drank.
And the skies opened up. Little drop. Everybody starts running because hello, wigs and costumes.
We all started running, and
Ah.
then we turned around and went.
And I went, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
You were like, "Can
never
I?"
mind. I was
Yeah.
like, can I? Because I didn't know, like, you did some magic voodoo with this. Your wigs are phenomenal. So I was just like very hesitant. I would try to keep.
Well, you checked in
Careful.
with us.
Yeah.
You're like,
And I
is
was
this
like, is this
good?
okay?
Yeah.
As soon as I got the okay, I was like, goodbye.
Yeah, she's like, go.
I'm in my element.
Yeah, because it was like we were all running, and then it clicked because I was tired. It clicked. Yeah, wait, there's a storm happening.
Did it
Why
click?
is she running?
'Cause I haven't even talked to you guys about
Yeah,
it.
Literally
I was like, why
clicked.
is she?
I swear.
And like
knew it.
as you were going, is it okay? I was turning around to like shove you back out.
I literally, we made eye contact to make sure it was okay. I was like, I'm so sorry. I hope this stays well.
No.
My makeup, I was like, yo,
Every-
that final
Weatherproof.
seal needs
What-
to work.
Thank you.
Weatherproof.
Weatherproof.
Weatherproofing is a part of our.
There's
our
heavy
custom.
winds. There's heavy winds.
Happy wins.
And everyone in the video, they keep asking, you know, did you use a fan? Did you make that? I'm like, no,
No.
this was nature. This was what happened, and it was like a little baby hurricane. I swear, I hadn't felt. You know what it is? I think it's where we were too. The wind was getting like trapped up inside of it. It was
Right,
just
it was
we were
just,
down.
It was like
It was just
you were literally
perfect.
figuratively in the center
Yeah.
of the vortex.
Yeah, it was insane.
And the shots that in that video, and you were just out and owning it, and you knew, and it's like he had the right angles, and it was quiet, and it was dramatic, and it was so fucking real.
Yeah.
I mean, really, there's no other way to say it. It was absolutely real. You were in that moment. We all saw it, and we were there. I mean, we were watching this go down. It certainly, I mean, it clicked with me. And the whole rung of the whole throng, everybody, all eyes were on you. And
we went inside. We did
to watch because, you know.
Well, but we didn't even. We like looked back to make sure that
No,
what
she
was
was-
supposed to happen was happening.
You know,
and,
lightning.
and then went on our merry way and had no idea. And then on Sunday,
Oh right, Saturday.
well, Saturday, yeah, and Sunday, because Emily started doing
Oh right.
Oh,
all
everybody- all the stuff.
the searching, and it was like picture after video after picture after feature after.
Yeah, there were. It was.
That is insane.
It was though, wasn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
because that's not the norm.
Well, see,
am I right?
Yeah, no, when you guys left, what had happened was, I guess, the Batman guy was there, and like some other cosplayers. There was a Superman was there, and a whole horde had like gathered underneath the underpass, and it was like almost like those big photography sessions for those like cosplayers who do this before. When you do group cosplays, you all get together, and you have to count off because you can only hold a pose for so long.
Exactly.
So they'll count like, all right, 10 seconds, and the whole group starts chanting 10, 9, and we're trying to take photos, and everything. So Batman and Superman are fighting in the rain, pouring down shots,
I caught that shot.
and they're counting 10, and all of a sudden I'm like, all right, it's time. So I walk out there, and everyone's just like, oh my gosh. So I think that was like the pivotal moment when I started getting random photos on Instagram from people, or people coming up to me afterwards saying, I saw you. I'm like, here, tag me, please. I just want to see them, because I can't. That's why we say thank you to the photographers who were there, is because I can't take pictures of myself in my cosplay. Like, yes, I can set it up, I can do the tripod thing, but like to get the right angles, to get a moment like that, I can't do that. And being a photographer, I mean, you're being a photographer, you see the moment and you're like, can you just stand there and do this? Like at one point I felt like I was telling some of the photographers where to go. So I was just I need that.
I saw that. And it was amazing.
I was just like,
and his memory's reaction was like,
he was like,
whoa.
I was like, yeah.
Look, I'm gonna do something in a second. You're gonna want to be down there.
You're gonna want to be down there. What?
It was amazing.
Pose.
Boom.
Like, boom. So it was just crazy. So thank you guys. I'm like crying over these. I'm sitting here like people are begging me like, how do we get prints? I'm just like, I'm working on it.
Yeah,
I'm working on it.
Still finding stuff with you.
It's crazy.
You're everywhere.
Well, we just found who was the photographer? We found the card in my wallet.
Yeah.
Oh, we have 2 days ago, and found great new photos of us.
I have it all saved.
And like I doubt I've gotten all of them, because I think some of them people are like maybe trying to like edit them, like crazy edit them, and I'm like, I've seen stuff, but like. It's so hard too to filter through the whole internet.
Oh yeah, we're still like we have so many green screen photos we haven't even been able to get to yet.
Yeah. Stop! Don't.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. It's all happening and churning. And slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah.
But what's interesting to me is, look, I could just say it, and I probably should. That moment was priceless, and it took enormous effort from so many different fronts to make that happen. It's beyond freaky, so let's move past that.
All right.
But what did make it happen was, I think, 4 things. I think your commitment to the character is number 1. And that's just from knowing, and that's very sincere. Your ability to immerse yourself in the cosplay. You get it, that means get it done, make it work.
Making it work. Like
I
didn't have a cape like 3 days before.
You were searching for a cape.
So honest.
I was like, there's no way it's chicks. And then I'm like, it's okay because she doesn't need the cape.
And then I show up and I'm like, don't worry.
You had the cape.
And the cape, and it was flapping in the wind.
In the
like
wind.
I was
exactly
so,
the wind.
so worried.
We geek out.
And
because it's geek worthy.
Yeah. I mean, but how do you test that? Oh, let me make sure my cape flaps in the wind right when a freak's happens. Like, yeah, I'm supposed to check that out. Yeah.
So, and I think the third thing was, frankly, the quality of the cosplay itself, which was upper echelon, and nobody does this version of her.
No, not really.
Not really. And the fourth thing, I think, was the wig.
Oh yes.
And I say this, and I'm going to tell you, this wig was, we didn't know it was going to go here, but Erin will attest, it became the most important thing around the studio.
It's true. I mean, that goes without.
I mean, you understand, we've talked about this. I mean, this movie is my life, clearly, or one of them. And or this franchise, but this movie, you and I are in the small group of people who actually really dig it. So this character meant a lot to me to get right as well, and also because nobody had ever done it. So I'm sorry, continue.
Well, yeah, because no one had ever. And when we first met her when she came to join us at Videology, we said we want to do a wig for you. We want you to premiere our tier 3 wigs.
And we'll get into tiers in a second. It's on the website.
We have 3 tiers of wigs, and
affordable for everybody.
Yeah.
It depends on how big you
Right.
want to go.
Every single one is custom. It's a matter of a bunch of things. It's all on the website.
It's on the website.
And we'll absolutely discuss it. That's what we're here for. But she had this cosplay in mind that she wanted to do and premiere our wigs with, which we were super excited about it because it's kind of fantasy-y.
Right.
Blonde, making her blonde.
Yeah, it was so exciting.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
yes.